So, anybody know who this is? No prizes, sorry. No? No takers. Lady Gaga, absolutely right. Lady Gaga. Okay, I love Lady Gaga for one reason and one reason only, which is this quote. It's not attention that is a barrier to success, it's interest. Okay? Because a lot of the time we go, attention deficit. You will give your attention to somebody who is interesting enough. We needed to make the category not boring. We needed to, as F&B, be interesting enough to capture your interest. And I think the reality is simply that we're not the market leader. So when you're not the market leader, and when leaders have ubiquity, I suppose, what's left for you? And what's left typically is if I can't be market leader, I've got to be thought leader, right? Those are quite narrow options. Not right, got to go left. And so we went with the notion of being a thought leader and being this breakaway brand within the marketplace. And quite simply, I said earlier, it was to give our customers bragging rights. We wanted to be a little bit more provocative, engaging, interesting, and hopefully that in itself would create word of mouth advocacy. And so, by the way, we're very excited because last week we became the leader across all social media platforms in the country. And that's exactly what it has done for us, is that we have the most incredible conversations on our platforms. And they are highly engaged, and suddenly there's a sexiness, there's a savviness, there's a coolness about banking that didn't exist before. So in a way, it was around going from the one to sprucing up and being interesting and saying, I sing, but I probably sing just as badly or as well as anyone else. But why are they going to buy tickets to my concert? Hopefully you're going to the concert. It's at F&B Stadium. Please come. And so to some extent, just to use an example, it's not to say that that was the lighthouse, but that was our journey in a way. The other side to it is the notion of being a rebel, okay, but you must also be a rebel with a cause. And I think one of the things that completely blew me away when I joined is, or in fact prior to joining, I was interviewed by, as you do, get interviewed by everybody, and this was an interview with Michael Jordan, and I asked him what the business vision was, and his response to me was to be a great business. Okay, and there was no and. It was to be a great business building a great world. It's real, it's achievable, it's measurable, it's honest, it's humble. And so in many ways, even in our marketing and our communication strategies, we needed to ensure and continue to do that, is ensure that we take that belief system that is pervasive across the business and move away from problem solution, that's why type advertising, I suppose, to trying to create this notion of an emotional identity and simply just a strength of belief in the brand, that we are the ones to watch and that we come from a good place. We come with honesty and integrity as well. And why I am so fixated on emotion is simply that I believe that emotion is a primary source of human motivation. It exerts incredible influence on our interests, what we give attention to, our memory structures, and ultimately our behaviors. And if you think about yourselves, most of what you do, whether you go to a movie or you read a book or you drive a great car, is because you are seeking an emotional ride. Emotion is fundamental in the way we exist and live every day. So we had this scenario, this context of two strategic necessities. On the one side was doing breakthrough creative that would allow people in the first instance to notice us, so it needed to be distinctive, it needed to make the category not boring. And on the other end, it needed you needed to literally be willing to process those messages over and over again, and enjoy, for the most of you, enjoyed, I think, the campaigns, enjoy that rollout. And so we have on the right hand our ideals, and we have on the left hand our ideas. Within the context of our ideas and our day-to-day business, we have Steve. With regard to our value system, our purpose, because quite clearly profit and ROI is not purpose, our cause is around building this better business, helping to build a better world. And that's where you saw us take the journey with the little girl singing the national anthem, with the lost dog, and please watch this space. So that is about where there's help, and it's not about, for us as F&B, saying that we can fix. By the way, our payoff line is, how can we help you? Not that we will help you. It's an invitation for you to tell us and to engage with us and to have a conversation. But what we were trying to get across is the notion of the power of help, is that help is this incredible thing that when you have it, your life circumstances, your life chances change. You go from can't to can. It's a bridge that connects to an impossibility to a possibility. And that's what we were seeking to achieve. And in a way, this is Valpre. Now traditionally, I suppose, if you take out the emotional quotient from this type of advertising, you either show a drip, 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 or you show a tranquil lake scene shot in Switzerland, or you can show roller skating baby. So just as a reference. The last point I want to talk about is what was different for us was this notion that for us, reach does not equal market to a target. For us, reach is, in fact, target the market. And we have a very basic view, is that successful advertising, and how do we know if we've got successful advertising, is when it reaches people with the lowest probability of buying. And in order to do that, we've got to target the market, because if we just reach the target, we're not growing the business. We're just, quite frankly, throwing money away because we're overexposed, the law of diminishing returns. So it's a very basic sort of thing, but there you have it. So to tie up, the first D for us was around this thing of be distinctive. Just get out there, own your stuff, be proud of your stuff, and don't abuse it by allowing it to be devalued or whittled away, because it signals the brand. The second was breakaway, and it's breakaway both in terms of ideas, your innovative capacity, and your people and the climate in which they find themselves, and of course your greater purpose. And the third was around simply target the market. So I'd like to end off with a lovely quote, and it's just really one point in it, which is that as marketers, our true contribution lies in the transformation of the generic. It's easy to take something which is just fundamentally blowout, because of course you're going to get attention. It's easy. When you are able to take the unownable and take something which is literally a commodity and turn it into something that is compelling, is interesting, and memorable, that is useful for customers when they make their purchase decisions, you're onto something incredibly cool. And your measure of success can't only be about mind. The measure of success is also about the habits of your customers.